Biggest disrespectful thing is when people just like blow you off. They don't even want to hear what you have to say. Like, I'm a big person. I don't care if you don't give me your money. That's what you worked for, and you're not entitled to give that to anybody. But at least listen to what I have to say, because if the shoe was on the other foot, you would want somebody to listen to what you had to say. It's okay after, I say whatever and you're like, no, or I'm sorry, I don't have money, or whatever. But don't just assume that all homeless people are the same, or all people are the same, because we're all different, and it might be something important that may not specifically help you, but might help somebody that you know.
Mm-hmm.
I want to lash out and be like, yo, I'm still a person, like, don't, but I can't, because that's my job, and my job is to make people look better, not look worse.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Party City and I bought lollipops, and I started selling them on the train, and I told people the truth, and I looked at them. I told them, I'm homeless, and instead of begging for money, I'm selling these lollipops for $1 to support myself. People respected that because A, I was offering them something and not just looking for money, and B, because every time they see me, I was never high, I was never drunk, I always was dressed decent, I wasn't dirty and disgusting and filthy. So I had started building bonds with these people. Even though I deal with somebody that makes me angry, then somebody else will come along and, give me a tip or just say something nice, and that makes me okay again.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also learned that when I feel angry or when I'm maybe upset, that makes me unapproachable. And then nobody wants to listen, or they feel like maybe intimidated because they can tell I'm angry.
Mm-hmm.
So I've learned to take a step back and stop, go have a cup of coffee, go eat lunch, and then come back at it later when I've had when I'm in a better frame of mind. A lot of people don't want to look at homeless people, because then that makes it real that it could be them, that, there's a real need here, or that maybe they want to help, but they're not sure how to help, or that it makes them feel more insecure about this could potentially be something that they had to face, and if they don't look at it, they don't have to face it. But it's always going to be there. So at some point, I think that we all need to come together and figure out a way to help the people that don't want to be there, and the people that are okay with being there. Then we need to look at a way to encourage them to try something new. Because especially men, when we're homeless and we lose our job and we lose our family, and now we can't make sure the kids eat or whatever, that takes your self-esteem on top of everything else. So you can't just expect that man to dust himself off, pick himself back up, and go back at it. You have to help him get that self-esteem back. You have to teach him some new skills so that he knows that, okay, if I lose my job next time, I have skills here. Now I can do something different. And I feel like we put too much emphasis on, oh, that person's homeless, they just want to be that way. Not everybody wants to be there. But I've also found that when a lot of people come to the paper and start doing it, they get frustrated because they don't really have skills on how to talk to people. They don't know what to say to people. They're scared to admit they're homeless because then people don't want to talk to them, or they don't want to look at them, or they don't want to be close to them. And so I feel like that it has to be a combination of people working together to make these situations better. And a lot of times I look at people when I'm selling the paper, because I want you to see me as a person, see that I'm clean, I'm sober. Every day that you see me, I'm out here, and I'm out here 10, 12 hours a day some days, because this is what I have to do to keep me from going back to where I used to be. And so a lot of times I'm out there not even for the financial aspect of it, but more to let people know that people that are selling this paper want to change. People that are panhandling, maybe they want to change too, but maybe they're caught up in their situation, and it just takes somebody to spend a little bit of time and encourage them that they're worthy, that they can do that. And a part of that is people that it takes people like me that are willing to step out and meet the people that are willing to meet me, and then encourage them to meet their friends that aren't ready to meet me until they're willing to meet me. So I'm a big advocate for other people that just because they aren't presentable or just because they smell doesn't mean you should treat them any differently. Like, they're still a person, but maybe you should bring a bag of hygienes or ask them if they have a place to shower, or give them a resource list. You can download a resource list off the internet of places where people can get services. And instead of giving them money, give them a resource list that'll help them, because maybe they don't have those. Or maybe they have a mental health condition that they need somebody to encourage them to go somewhere and to get that help. When I'm selling the paper, I hold the paper up so people can see it. And I say, I'm distributing One Step Away papers. Everything in this paper is written and distributed by people that are homeless and or jobless. A lot of times people stop looking at me right there as soon as they hear that it's people that are homeless and jobless. But then when I continue and I go on and I say, we sell them for $1, every time I sell one for $1, 75 cents of that money goes to me to support myself. Then that clicks. And then people are like, okay, so you're working for this money, you're not just asking for a handout. And about 8 out of 10 people buy a paper from me because of the fact that A, I look at them, B, I explain the whole component of the paper. That this isn't just going to an organization and they're helping homeless people. That this is jobs for people that wanted work. So I think that my eye contact has a lot to do with that. Because I don't look away, which doesn't make people think that I'm lying to them. I also openly admit that this money goes to me to help me, so people are more willing to help somebody that they directly see and that they see on a consistent basis, as opposed to somebody that isn't doing anything. One of my favorite quotes is, don't look down on somebody unless you're reaching out to help them up. Because that person could be your mom, your sister, your brother, your nephew. If we all just had a little more compassion, it would be such a different world. I have one man absolutely refuses to buy the paper, and I sat down with him one day and I'm like, I'm not trying to anger you or whatever. I met a guy at a church that's right next to the safe haven I live in. He said he'd been walking past One Step Away vendors for 5 years and never stopped to buy a paper. When he heard that I sold the paper, he asked, like, what's up with this paper? How is it helping the homeless? And when I explained to him that when we sell the papers, the money goes to us to support ourselves, he was like, oh my God, every time I walk by one now, I'll buy one. Just because you don't understand a person's situation doesn't mean that person intentionally did something to be homeless.